Well, I mean, good question. And we kind of break ours down. And if you noticed us last year, it's two similarly different type offenses. We built our offense around being able to do what the trigger man can do. Whatever the guy sends the quarterback position to do. If you've got a non-runner, he's a pocket guy. We use a lot of our pistol stuff and play action stuff for that guy where you don't have to do a lot with his feet and run the football. We don't ask that guy to do something he can't do, basically. And if we adapt our offense and it's broad enough to around what that guy, we can use his talents to the best of his ability. And then if we got a runner back there, like Eli, we want him to run the football some. So, we got two different packages. And right now with Christian coming in, Christian and Eli will run the gun run type stuff with our quarterbacks. And Max Shortell and Kyle West will run the other type offense that we run. It's more of a pistol, type look with those guys. But like I said, we try to be versatile and fit the guy that's pulling the trigger there. But we feel comfortable with all those guys being able to do, pretty much our whole throw game, whole run game out of those sets and everything. And how we are offensively, we don't snap it as many times as we can, and we want to be very multiple in how we attack you, offensively. And I feel like we got a broad package that does that, and it fits either style quarterback that we have.
A couple of questions. First, you pulled the non-contact off Eli before the spring game. And is he all the way back? And how's he developed?
He is all the way back, and it's kind of fun going back to talking about the 2013 team and watching that team grow up. Eli's a great example of that. I mean, you sit there and watched him early in the year struggle. He won the starting job, struggling in the first game. Max comes in and wins the game for us, and he's a starter for 4 or 5 games. And both of them get banged up as it goes, and Eli battles back and has the success at the end of the year and through the playoffs that he did. But to watch him grow as a quarterback, it has been amazing, over the last 18 months. And to watch his development as a quarterback. He's a quarterback now. He's not just an athlete playing quarterback. So he is developed in the mental part of the game and, where to throw the ball, when to throw the ball, and his decision-making and being able to make plays with his legs. But, his injury against Eastern Washington pretty much is what kept him out, that scope on his knee, kept him out of contact during the spring, which, before spring break, he was arguing with us every day. I can go full contact, Coach. I'm ready to go. So he felt like he was ready, but we held him most of spring. But just watch his development has been good, and the reins will be pulled off him in fall camp. And like I said, it's going to be a battle. And like I said, that's the kind of way we'll break our package down. But we do feel comfortable in those guys in the game.
Obviously, the offense was highly successful last year, but you had a head coach above you who was a defensive guy that might tempered what you did a little bit. I don't know, but considering that you're the guy now, and also that you've got so much experience coming back on offense, do you speed things up more? Does it make you able to do some more things or alter some things that you do on offense?
Well, and I think I get labeled. I get labeled an offensive guy, a lot. But I started out, as a young coach, a defense coordinator. So I started out on defensive side of the ball, and I wanted to learn every phase of the game before I became a head coach. I've been a head coach most of my career, so you ask our staff. You sit down in the staff room with our staff, and they're going to tell you I'm a defensive-minded coach. Even though I'll still call the offense and majority of our offense. Every decision we make, it affects our football team, will be made first defensively. Because I believe this, on offense, you can break a lot of records. You can put butts in the seat and sell tickets, and you look really good, and it's fun to watch. But ultimately, to win a championship, the basis of our program will be around defense, because you can win championships on defense, and that'll be our core, foundation. Our players know that as well. So, like I said, I think the philosophy will not change. Coach Clark was a defensive-minded coach. I'm a defensive-minded coach, and but like I said, Coach Clark is also, every phase we have a lot of the same philosophies. You nowadays you've got to be good in all 3 phases. To me, you're going to play in a lot of close games in OVC. You're going to play in a lot of close games in the playoffs. Special teams get you beat quicker than anything get you beat. So we got to be outstanding, in the special teams. We're in the playing field is equal with the team, and they may be a little more talented than us or as talented as we are. It'll be, that close game as special teams will make the difference, because it'll be, gaining a first down, on a punt return or a kickoff return, or, blocking a punt or doing something like that. So I think that goes hand in hand with the defense as well. But, we'll be a defensive-minded team as well.
Coach, you mentioned Christian LeMay's transfer in. There's a couple other SEC transfers, I think, that joined the program in the offseason. What kind of impact do you expect them to have? Do you expect, I guess, their expectations to be even more than your typical player signing or transfer?
I think so. I mean, you're getting you're getting a quality player in that transfer. If you get an SEC transfer that really we may not have recruited out of high school that helps our football team. So, definitely I think it's an advantage for us. And those guys come in, it's amazing, how the team philosophy we have, those guys just come a part of our team almost instantly when they get here. And, like Chris Landrum, I think we got last year, came from transfer from Auburn. You'd never known he was an Auburn guy. He's a Jacksonville State guy. You almost forget that he was a transfer, and it almost happens overnight with our guys. The way our guys, accept those guys into the program. But I think getting those transfer guys in, D-line wise, and some of the guys that we've gotten has really helped our depth, on defense. I thought our defense last year did I can't tell you the job he did. Outstanding job. And I think the offense gets a lot of credit sometimes in, breaking 42 of the 49 records that we broke and everything. But when you look at, percentage-wise of where we moved up, defensively probably made the most strides. We're 120-something in the nation the year before. I think we were in the top 50 right in there defensively last year ended up. So you look at the jump our defense made was huge. We want to be a top 20 team defensively this year. So hopefully we'll make the same type jump again. And I think that goes back to taking our hat off to our defense last year. They did that where we had some weaknesses last year defensively that we had to cover up schematically, for our guys where we may not been as good as a position. And we did a great job of doing it. Now we feel like we got better players. We got guys back from last year. We lost some linebackers. We've been able to fill in some holes there. Our front seven should be much more talented than it was last year. So I think it's we got a chance to improve, off of the foundation that the defense laid last year.
Coach, Marcus Jones has already been labeled the preseason offensive player of the year. How much of the load is he going to carry in this next season?
Many times we can give it to him. Nah, really, heavy as we call him. DeMarcus James Heavy is a nickname for us. You really could. He's a durable back. We could give it to him probably as many times as we could, and he had towed it. But we able to spread the ball around what our offense does. As many times we snap it, we probably gonna rush the ball, 40 to 60 times in a game every time we go out and play. And you definitely want him to get bulk of those carries. But we do spread it around and don't overuse him. And you look back at last year, we was able to do that and kind of protect him. But he does great things with the ball in his hand. But he is a guy that you could give it to 40 times in a game because he is that durable, I think. But that's not something we want to do. We want to share the load with our other backs along with our quarterback running. We want a quarterback running anywhere from a dozen to a dozen and a half times a game. So we try to spread that out a little bit. But like I said, he's got a chance, and we hope he has his best season yet.
Questions?
Anyone? Talking about James and him rushing, who can we expect to help him carry a little bit back?
That would be you got two guys there and young guys coming on, but you got Miles Jones there who will get a lot of action there, and you got Pope will get the other action there. Those three guys are pretty much James Pope and James Pope and Jones will be the three, and you got Caleb Campbell that will do a good job there too. He's a redshirt freshman that will get some carries as well. But all four of those guys will see action. But we feel like all three. We didn't have a lot of depth there last year. Jones and Pope kind of grew up as the season went on and was able to give us quality time. So it is running many snaps as we snap it. That running back is going to get banged up some, and all three of those guys were they may have an ankle or a tweak here and there through the year. So you'll see a lot of those guys play, get the ball in their hand, and all three of those can do something with it as well.
Coach, do you ever stop to kind of think, 2 years ago you were the head coach of a high school, Oxford High School. Now you're the head coach of the number 14, possibly a lot of people say a contender for the national championship at FCS. Has it been as quick as it's felt to us back here? I mean, how's it feel from the spot you're sitting right now?
Well, wake up every day and count it a blessing. You know, it's an awesome feeling every day when you wake up and you made that jump and you just feel blessed. Now, like I said, I don't know how many guys have had a chance to be a head coach at their high school alma mater and a head coach at their college alma mater, but it's a pretty special deal, and it's been special just to be back at my alma mater. Me and my wife are both, alumni here at this university, and it's been great to be back and be a part of that. Starting 18 months ago and making that jump, but it's been a lot of fun. And to go from, question if you wanted to go from high school coaching to college coaching to have the opportunity that we have, it's been a thrill. It's been so much fun. I told a group yesterday I talked to, I don't know any guy that has a better time than I do going to work every day, because it's a lot of fun. And when you get to have the impact that our staff has, to have a chance to impact players and lives like we do, it's a special thing. And like I said, it's just been a blessing, and it has been a fun time for sure. Last year was a lot of fun, and there's a lot of excitement around this year, and it's going to be a lot of fun as well, because I know we've put a lot of hard work into the expectations that precede us.
Coach, you alluded a little bit to special teams a while ago. You got a great punter returning, and Amish McGinnis. Just talk a little about him returning for you.
Yeah, unbelievable player. He's the life of our team. He's from Australia, so it's fun to listen, just sit around and listen to him talk. Number one, and but he is a phenomenal talent in that position on the field. With kicker can change a game, but he can change the field position of a game instantly. And I think he's got a chance to be All-American, and it's good to have him back this year and next year as well. And he just does an outstanding job for us. Now, a void we do have is losing Griff Thomas. We said it going into spring that was probably the biggest of all the guys we lost last year. That's probably the biggest hole that this 2014 team had to fill. So, and that job's still left, open right there. And I'm anxious to see how those guys are going to do in fall camp. But, in the kicking game, that's a crucial part of the game. But to have somebody like Hamish is pretty special.
When you spoke yesterday, that group of kids, you talked about expectations, but the success that you had, also there's an appetite for this bunch this year after the year you had last year, right?
There he is. They're so hungry. I mean, just to get back to the point that we were last year, and like I said, we talk about it. It's kind of a blessing to be where we're at. How many teams in the country would like to have the opportunity that we do and be sitting where we're sitting? Well, it's our job to do something with those expectations and get to where we are. But like I said, it's made the off season so much easier because those guys are so hungry to get back to that point, and I think that just is contagious. And like I said, it's been special. Just watching the turnaround of that attitude of, from the all season last year and the all season this year, and kind of what we were able to build and really change the culture. And like I said, I think we're well on our way. And like I said, it's fun bunch to go to work with, because they're going to give you their all each and every day.
Sorry, Coach, one last question.
No, it's
Tremaine Pope's health. Is he going to be out there practicing with you guys tomorrow full?
He starts out tomorrow full. He's okay. He's doing good. And Pope was another one of those, just like Eli last year. You've seen him grow up a lot during the year, and I think you'll see him. He'll have his best year here that he's had so far. So, tremendous talent.